Hey everyone, it's Teddy, aka James Kazal on MTGO, coming back for another donation bonus league. And this is one I'm very excited to do for a number of reasons. So, at Eternal Weekend, I met up with my friend Adam, who works on Grixis Control with me for the channel, and he was there with his friend Ford, and I met Ford, and this is someone I had played against online before, so it was really nice to meet them in person and he's really good. He won a bye the first day. If some of you were at Eternal Weekend, you might know what I'm talking about. There was like an event. If you won every match, you'd get a bye for the Legacy Cup, which was really cool. He did very well that day. Um, he was piloting Nadu Breakfast. And while Cephalid Breakfast, I think, is still a perfectly viable strategy, I think you can just kind of go back to the Stoneforge Mystic builds or something like that. Can't play Nadu anymore. Nadu has been banned. So, in its absence, Ford has been trying some decks out here and there, and he landed on this version of Tempo Doomsday and ended up winning a challenge, which is incredible. Huge shout out and congratulations to Ford. Winning a challenge is extremely difficult, and whenever that happens, the deck list is certainly worth checking out. And then my other friend Michael Reed or Eureka22422. Some of y'all probably know him if you've had the displeasure of queuing into him on MTGO. He probably won, and we're on this Discord together, and he mentioned, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna take Ford's list for spin tonight," and I was like, "Oh, it can't be Ford, my friend, right?" But it was, and if Eureka is looking at your lists and wanting to run them, you must be doing something right. So, for all those reasons, I was very excited to take this commission, but that wasn't the only reason. Any longtime viewers of the channel know that I am a huge fan of Doomsday. It is my second favorite legacy deck. It's my favorite vintage deck. It's my favorite vintage cube deck, too. And I'll take pretty much any opportunity I can to play Doomsday on the channel. However, this is Tempo Doomsday, and all of my experience in the archetype and legacy before this has been Turbo Doomsday, or things kind of approaching the more turbo end of things, maybe even the most turbo. Although I do like builds with the One Ring. I'm not sure where that lands on the spectrum, but it's definitely a lot more combo, only like one gear compared to something like this, which has very viable pivot plans, leveraging pretty much the most efficient threats in the format with Tamiyo, Bowmasters, Barragoyf, Murktide Regent. There's even a Brazen Borrower to kind of exhaust your opponent's resources and interaction until you can kind of win out of nowhere with Dark Ritual, Doomsday. Maybe you have a cantrip hanging around or a clue token. Tamiyo really synergizes with the Doomsday plan extremely well between generating clue tokens to help you start your Doomsday pile or even just move through it, to the -3, actually even generating mana when you target Edge of Autumn, which is something that rarely comes up. I think maybe Bug Beanstalk gets to do that when they target Witherbloom Command or something, but there's just not a lot of green instant or sorceries in the format. Like, you really wouldn't want a -3 on Life from the Loam. That's really more a card you want to dredge, but maybe you do. I don't know. I also find Barragoyf pretty handy in Doomsday situations if you can. This is a pretty ideal situation, but if you can resolve your Doomsday, connect with Barragoyf, mill your whole deck, and get Thassa's Oracle back, or if you have your Unearth by some chance, there's a lot of cool things you can do with Doomsday piles and Barragoyf. You can also grow Murktide Regent sometimes to insanely large sizes by resolving Doomsday. Any instants or sorceries that are in your graveyard when Doomsday resolves, they trigger Murktide Regent, which is really cool. And I just mentioned Unearth. Not only is this a really nifty thing to work into your Doomsday piles if someone counters your Oracle or something, but it's also a perfectly acceptable card in a Tempo shell since it can target Tamiyo, Bowmasters, Barragoyf. It's good stuff. This deck is just really well designed. Oh, we also get to play Wasteland, which I often say is my favorite spell in Legacy. Even though the main deck I play doesn't really get to play Wasteland, it's definitely the reason I love Legacy so much. I really love what it does for the format. So I'm excited to get to play with Wasteland today too. And I guess that's about it. I'm a little nervous about there being only one Oracle, but this deck has so many different ways it can win. that I'm not exceedingly worried about it. In the sideboard, there are more Barrowglyphs, another Murktide, a couple Douthie Voidwalkers, a couple Force Negations. I assume that might be for like Oops All spells, but I think our Oops matchup is already pretty good since we can win pretty fast when we want to, and we have Force of Will, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. This is a pretty different gear for me try and switch into. Like I said, I only really have experience playing uh, Turbo Doomsday, so I'll see if I can pull this off. Thank you so much to Ford for sending this in. I want to say a special hello to someone who might be watching the video. If you know who you are, you know who you are. Okay. If you want to submit your own donation list, check out the Patreon and like, comment, subscribe. Those are free ways you can support the channel. And yeah, let's just get into this. Tempo Doomsday from Ford. Welcome to the first round, everyone. Very blue-black tempo hand over here. It's not super exciting, but I have to assume it's a keep. We'll lead on Thoughtseize. We can shrug off a Wasteland somewhat as well. It might take us a minute to get really going again, but I don't mind too much. Okay, 4-color loam maybe? They're definitely getting ahead of days with this Mox Diamond. I wonder if I should just take that. They don't really have green mana on demand either, so it's pretty tempting to take Mox Diamond, but like the Grixis control player in me doesn't want to take Mox Diamond, but also I need to remember I'm playing a combo deck. It's my job to slow them down and just win faster. Oh, that's nice for you. Days. Try and put this together. Yeah. Okay. Gotta be a little careful about Wasteland, but yeah. Jesus Christ. My opponent's on frickin' fire right now. So how do I win? I guess just Lotus Petal. I'll have to pass the turn a little bit, but they're not going anywhere. I know their whole hand. I could also just do an Unearth pile. It's a little dangerous with Bojuka Bog, but I think we'll work in the option for both here. But with the Undercity Sewers in my hand, it seems most sound to do that. Just that. I don't know what would convince me to do anything different. This is where having a second Oracle would be really nice, honestly. But it's all good. Yeah, I think I'll just take Petal at the end instead. I don't know. Okay, your turn. We're hoping for a Sylvan Library pass here. If they rip Endurance off the top, I don't even know. Opponent says checking list. It will take a while. No problem. Alright. They are satisfied with looking through the list. We are ahead of them in clock now, despite it kind of taking a long time for me to make that Doomsday pile, so that's pretty cool. There is Sylvan Library, and we're just going to jam. If they drew Endurance, great. Play the Sewers, put that in my graveyard, and now I will unearth it. Trigger. Boom. Sometimes you must jam. Alright. Gink's Maverick, I think I still just want to jam. I don't think I want to like make Swords to Plowshares any better by bringing in more creatures. FP is pretty annoying for them though, so I could see that being decent. Bowmasters can buy a lot of time. Not only can it like, if they're playing Noble Hierarch or Birds of Paradise or something like that, Dried Arbor we saw, but it can chump blocks sometimes, buy time that way. And since they are an Endurance deck, I feel like I do need Days. So on the draw, I think I'm gonna lose one Tamiyo and probably a Dark Ritual too. And I think I also want Long Goodbye here, which means I think I'm also comfortable trimming one of the dazes. Yeah, solid hand. I'm not super confident about Baragoi backed up by Force, but it's also something of a pivot if they're expecting me to combo again. And if they thought seize this hand, they probably just have to take Baragoi and not feel fantastic about it. Unless they're prepared with like removal, they might take my Ponder or something. But I'm just gonna wasteland them. Yeah, they do take Ponder. That tells a pretty clear story here. Doomsday is a fine draw. Echoing Deeps for Windswept Heath. You got it. Okay. Don't really want to be drawing those, but we'll make do. I think being threat dense is good. Or wait, hold on. They don't play Force of Will. They might thought seize me again. No, silly. This only makes sense if they thought seize me again. I'll force that. There are cards you don't really want to play against. Jury Step tells me this is more of a Merit Lage joint. Yeah. Validate this stupid Doomsday I topped for no reason. Talon Gates. Thoughtseize, you got it. Or Claimer. Okay, well, I think I'm just going to cast Doomsday. They got 2 cards left. Could be Endurance, but it's time to build the most airtight triple blue source Doomsday pile of all time. We need the Oracle, of course. We need a Thoughtseize too. And then I also want Edge of Autumn, Street Wraith, and wait, hold on. Draw Step, Edge, Street Wraith, Brainstorm. There's a card missing. There is a card missing in this equation. Does that mean I need to wait and I just take Fatal Push? I guess so. Doesn't feel great. Well, okay. Well, okay. If we get in a real weird jam, I'll just cast Doomsday again. I'm not sure what they're gleaning right now, because my boarding wasn't really significant, I would say. Might have even wanted to take out a Murktide Regent or something. I don't know. I think the fact that they don't care about Baragoi in a creature deck might mean one of their cards is Swords to Plowshares, which I would definitely approve of, because I can have that one beat. I'm also wondering if Brazen Borrower was a better choice than Fatal Push, but I think if they make moves towards Merit Lage, I'll simply make moves towards Oracle. Oh, except it's the last card in my deck, so never mind. Screwed up. Should have made Thoughtseize the last card. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. Maybe I wasn't actually major silly. Opponent says Underground, Misty, Cycler, Thassa's Oracle, and Brainstorm in hand. Are you projecting? Because you have Wasteland? No, they don't have Wasteland. Well, they can protect the Reclaimer with its activation, but I'm not sure if that's very good. Like, if they spend an activation protecting it, yeah, it doesn't seem very good. We'll push now. Okay, it's gone. Hope they don't have any more nasty tricks. But even if they Bowmasters in response to my Brainstorm, I think I'm okay. I just really need to clear an Endurance, which is what the Thoughtseize is for. Which means I kind of need them to not Thoughtseize or Wasteland me anymore. But I think they're going to play like Thespian Stage or something like that. We'll see. I'm chill. Uh-huh. Alright, I guess I'll Brainstorm now, right? Yep, I have to. Boom, boom. Alright, Thought sees you. Okay, we got there. Thassa's Oracle. Good game, well played to my opponent. They really took the time to analyze the situation, which I think is extremely important when you're playing against Doomsday, and kind of one of Doomsday's like inherent nerfs, I guess you would call it, in that you're giving up a lot of information. It's kind of the thing that keeps this turn 1 combo deck that plays Force of Will and Daze in check in some ways. It's not best of 1 out here. Welcome back for round number 2. Opponent has a 61 card deck, so we're either playing against Maverick again, or it might be Oops All Spells, I don't know. I'll keep this. They're keeping 7, which is suspicious. That's Urza's Tower. Might be hard to get this Daze to line up. Or it might not. I don't know. Can play a turn 2 Barrowglyph. It might not be good enough. I'd really rather find a Doomsday with this hand. The Edge of Autumn and the Brainstorm in it. Karn. That's not good. I'll Daze it. Doomsday. Tamiyo? No, it's not really the right thing, is it? Not quite the right thing. Alright, fine. The program wants me to Tamiyo Brainstorm, I guess. I could do that right now off this Lotus Petal. Give up on my dreams. It might be worth doing. Sure. Wasteland's not bad. Hopefully shuffle away that Thassa's Oracle, though. Or, yeah. Can't pitch it to Force. At least I really don't want to. Hide this Wasteland on top, I guess. Okay. 61 cards really doesn't make me feel like this is Karnforge Ring. Yeah, this is more likely like Blue Cloud Post or something. Thundertrap Trainer, yep. That nasty card. Stock up. Disruptor Flute. I'll Force. I'll Wasteland. I'll tick up. And then I guess I'll draw Thassa's Oracle next turn, unfortunately. Ancient Tomb, come on. Karn. That can get Pithing Needle. But I do like that they're working so hard to try and stop this from happening. It's weird to put Blue Post on the back foot. Moon Snare Prototype. 5 to channel. So they must have a land in their hand. That's what I'm taking from this. Alright, we're going to shift gears. It's going to be really hard to win with Doomsday, though, because of Karn. Get Brainstorm. Cast Brainstorm. There's Doomsday. I need, like, a Dark Ritual, though, or something. Or not necessarily, I guess, but I don't know. It's just really hard to win with Karn there, you know? It's not cool. Put back Oracle, and I guess Barrowglyph. I don't want to mill over the Oracle. It's going to give away what I'm doing. I want them to feel, like, safe, you know? Maybe having the Oracle in hand is not the worst thing I can do, like an Unearth pile. Something like that. Doesn't solve the Karn issue. It's probably going to be past the turn Doomsday, and then will I even survive? I might even get Lattice here. I kind of needed Force of Will, honestly. See, I don't even know if this includes casting Doomsday next turn. I think we gotta hold off. Well, they're attacking Tamiyo. Now they're casting Stock Up. Here's this tower. Really wishing I didn't force that Disruptor Flute. Now what are they gonna do? Hopefully just get like Tormod's Crypt. Yeah, Licensed Search, that's totally fine. Okay. Ponder. Yes, I will keep that. And now, the goal will be to kind of get Dark Ritual off the top. I couldn't do it. But I can't bin consider. They'll know exactly what's going on. Let's play Murktide. Oh, they already know what's going on. There's a Lotus Petal in the graveyard. Let's be honest. I feel like they either force this or they Moonsnare Prototype. There goes my Lotus Petal. That might make things harder. Okay, they do Force, pitching Force. So they have a Moonsnare prototype and something else, presumably. Cloud Post. Not the scariest land here, but they are approaching, what's it called? You know, lattice, a lattice situation. Wasteland. I just really want a Dark Ritual, but you know what? Maybe this is good enough, actually. I'll just try and win next turn. Does that sound chill? Wait, I can't. I can't. I hate Karn. Oh. Oh. I need Dark Ritual. I just need it. There's no way around it. I need Dark Ritual, but I also really want that Force of Will. But drawing that land, maybe I can stall this game enough. Plus, Wasteland, your Ancient Tomb, Moonsnare prototype. That's going straight to the bottom. Hearse getting big. They don't have 2 power to crew it yet. I really hope they just cash in Karn here. Just do it. Get your card advantage. I have Bowmasters. I'm gonna blow it up. No! No, 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 no! They had another Ancient Tomb. Alright. Cast Consider. Unearth? No. Underground Sea. It's so close. Karn is just so annoying. That passive is ungodly. Could be like a pass the turn Doomsday situation, but yeah, let's just do that. I've had it. Alright. Wait, do I just lose? 6, 7... Well, it becomes 6 after... Wait, no, it won't have 2 things to eat. Well, it could eat 2 things from their graveyard, so yeah, it's 6, 7 damage. I'm going to 8 right now. I'll be fine, who cares? Won't be able to force. So what does that mean? Give me Oracle. Won't be able to Thoughtseize either. Or Street Wraith. So what can I do? Brainstorm, I guess? Got plenty of mana. Camera Souls, duh. It's like there has to be a way to do this. There has to be a way. Yes, there is. Consider. Consider gets to dump something. I guess it would be this Force of Will. So what's missing? I guess there's a weird world in which they like hold up. They see the Unearth. They might hold up the Unlicensed Hearse if they can't beat me in one hit. So I will take a Thoughtseize. And hope this 4 mana is good enough. Consider, draw step, brainstorm, edge. Yeah. I'm also realizing, are they just going to try and lattice me? Was I supposed to put Daze on top of my deck? Probably. Oh, maybe they can't crew it though. Yeah, I'm still going to force. Oh, Disruptor Flute? Do I need to name that too? No, I have 5 mana. It'll take a little bit longer though. I might not really have the time either, because now they can plus Disruptor Flute, animate the Unlicensed Hearse. Can I get through this whole thing right now? I don't think so. I can edge. No, edging doesn't help though, because then I lose a mana for the next turn. Yeah, I think I just lost. I think everything was just a little too annoying. I'm sure I could have done something differently though. Yeah, just 1 mana short. Should have put Dark Ritual in the pile, it turns out. Apparently. 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 Yeah, Dark Ritual would have solved this. Why didn't I think about Disruptor Flute? Well, I thought about it now, so I'll do that next time, okay? Shoot. Maybe they'll miss the line. Maybe they'll play around like a quick and unearth situation and not tap the hearse. You never know. They saw the line. They saw the line I saw. I could have worked Unearth into the pile too, but jump blocked with the Oracle and then unearthed it. No one should have that much mana. I think I want Force Negation. I don't like Baraglyph against decks with Kozilek's Command either. This basic island doesn't feel great. These Dazes, even though they do play Force of Will, Like I said, they just have way too much mana. I think I might want this second Brazen Barber. That actually seems pretty cool. But yeah, I could have... Man, how many Disruptor Flutes is that? I've played this deck before. I should know that this deck plays like 4 Disruptor Flutes. I'm out of practice. Keep. Oh, there's no... Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Nice try. Sorry, I'm being super annoying. Because I feel like I should have won the last round. It's no excuse to be an annoying person, though. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna rocket through this. I do need to beat, like, Consigned to Memory or something like that. So, I think we're gonna do, like, a double cycle Brainstorm Lion's Eye Diamond situation where I draw Brainstorm, I cast it, and put 2 Cyclers and Lion's Eye Diamond in my hand. And then I cast the diamond, activate both Cyclers for, yeah, and then make blue, 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 cast Thassa's Oracle, and wait a minute, something's not adding up here. No, I should end up with Cavern and Thassa's Oracle, but that still doesn't address a Consigned to Memory. Also, I would have to draw the Wasteland at some point before part of this equation, wouldn't I? Well, no, I'd have 1 extra blue, which I could consider or ponder with. Huh. Yeah, maybe instead of Cavern, I just put Unearth at the very bottom for a final go around if they counter this Thassa's Oracle. Or I could take it slower. No, I can't really take it slower. There's only 1 Oracle in this deck. But I could just Thoughtseize first. Then do this all next turn. Like that. Then I could Wasteland too. I guess. That makes this Cycler kind of irrelevant, but this feels safer. I don't know. No, it's not. I don't think it is safer. I think it is safer to get Cavernous Souls. I think it's safer. It's safer, okay? Draw step, Brainstorm, Edge, Street Wraith. Something's missing again. Let's consider. You can't have Cavern and consider. So if I'm passing the turn anyways, yeah, why not just get the Thoughtseize? Or I could win with 1 card in my library, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah. That means I need to Street Wraith before the Brainstorm, so I can actually get to the bottom of the deck. Cloudpost tapped. I think we're just gonna go for it. Put these 2 back. Play Cavern on Wizard, although Merfolk also works. Cast Lion's Eye Diamond. Hold control. Make blue. And then make Thassa's Oracle uncounterable. Does it work? Tight. Nice little turn too. I'm really down on clock though. I thought about that a little too hard. Bitter Triumph. Why didn't I bring this in? Oh, because I got confused. I thought the pay 3 life was CMC 3, but I was conflating that with the Long Goodbye, which is mana value 3. Don't worry, folks. By the end of this league, I'll probably know what these cards do. I'm gonna try my Tamiyo on the draw. I don't want to lose these Dark Rituals. I definitely don't want to lose the Wastelands. It feels like the only thing I have over this deck. I like it. I think it's good. The only problem is that I might need to fight over stock up, which does not feel good. Alright. Play this Lotus Petal. I'm going to cast Tamiyo, but I reserve the right to hold up Consigned to Memory, just in case they, like, cast a One Ring or Karin or something. I'd rather not force. Yeah, look. They might be playing around Daze. Brazen Borrower. Yeah, I think I do want that. And now I'm making clues. I'm making clues. I'm ready to mid-range. Pretty soon, I'll be ready to tempo. Then maybe after that, I'll be ready to combo. It is a little sad that Karn makes most of the clues not matter. And they have tons of mana now. So we gotta be a little careful here. If they hold off for another turn, though, and I can activate a clue token, I'll feel pretty ahead. This is Ugin. Seems like Kozilek's Command playing around, oh no. It's the One Ring. I'm not gonna replicate. Alright. The land would be nice. Force negation. Alright. It's a little bit of a shame to not be dealing damage here, but we'll just look at all this counter magic. Look at all that mana. It's extremely suspicious they're not doing anything. That's like the opposite of a land. Oh, okay, here we go. That's what I would call a good draw. And I think it's probably worth playing Brazen Borrower if we do another draw-go turn. If I was dealing 3 damage every turn, well, that'd be pretty crazy. If they bolted that in, were they that starved for blue? I was like, is this Portent of Calamity or something? I'll hardcast Force Negation on that. They will Force of Will. Targeting Force Negation. Do I want this in exile? I guess so. I will force. Pitching Force. Success. Pass. Their top decks are live as hell. Alright, let's make a clue and then ponder. I feel like I'm live as hell too. Sorry, I don't know why I'm saying that. No one says live as hell. I could win with a Doomsday, yeah. And I think I want the land more. Although I could just activate a clue token and have it all. Okay. Okay. Should have flipped Tamiyo. That was a little loose, I think. Do I even want that? Force negation? I don't think I do. It was mostly just to get through this turn. It's a blue card, but I already have a blue card in Brazen Borrower. So yeah, let's just get rid of that. Try and rip, I guess, Thoughtseize. Dark Ritual is also good. Okay, so here we go. Dark Ritual, Doomsday, Force of Negation. I will Force of Will. It's resolving. So we need Thoughtseize, Oracle. We can do Lion's Eye Diamond too because of these clue tokens, which is pretty sweet. Unearth. Well, we shouldn't get too comfortable, but also Street Wraith. Yeah, this feels good. Say done. Make sure I'm not doing something terrible. So let's see. And that's 7 mana total. 2 for the Oracle, 1 for Thoughtseize, and then 2 clue activations. Something's missing, as always. Oh, it's the Unearth, which is last. But they might have a removal spell, but that doesn't matter because I have more loyalty. Yeah, okay, this is good. We're beating Dismember. Yeah, say done. Really hope I didn't screw this up. And I guess the Thoughtseize should be first. Yeah. Alright, let's let that mana lapse there. I'm not gonna attack. Well, actually, if it gets their last card out, I guess that's fine. Alright, Edge of Autumn. Thoughtseize you. Disruptor Flute. I'll consign. Does that mean... That means I activate a clue token and draw Lion's Eye Diamond, a Cracked Diamond for blue. Yeah, I have to pass the turn now. Not enough mana. Wait. Yeah. Glimmer Post, I think we're in the clear. Getting the GGs. I don't want to say GGs until I'm putting a win on the stack, though. Oh yeah, that happens. Okay. Oh, wow. That first game was insane. And yeah, we just did not make it, but the second game, classic Turbo Doomsday vibes. Third game got really weird. We just passed back and forth quite a bit. They probably were suffering from a little bit of an anemic draw. Let's keep on moving here for round 3. Yeah, I mean, this hand's good, right? I think so. Tamiyo Days is quite strong. Shut out my opponent. Argonath the Great. Oh, thank you so much. Everyone has been very kind and supportive. I think it's absolutely worth playing around Wasteland here, just in case. So I'm going to get my basic island, even though it does not help cast Doomsday one bit. But between Days and Force of Will, I feel like there's a good amount of insulation here. Prismatic Vista, we might be getting into it here. Lightning Bolt off Prismatic Vista. There's no guarantee I'm going to have a land drop next turn, so I'll just Daze. Is this Grixis Control, perhaps? Alright, a little punished. Cast Ponder. I think I do want this Brainstorm. Tamiyo number 3, that one I'm not as sure about. I hope it's not Grixis Control. It's not a good matchup for Doomsday. Although for Tempo Doomsday, you could catch them in a weird spot where... Oh, Floodstrand? Never mind. It's a little different. Alright, we'll let it go that time. Maybe I do want the third Tamiyo. Ponder. This could be maybe like Jeskai Control. Maybe slightly influenced by my kind of deck. Lightning Bolt and Swords to Plowshares don't usually complement each other very well. So we'll see. Alright, play Tamiyo. Send it back. Don't think I want or need to flip it right now. Okay. Yeah, it is a Jeskai deck with Lightning Bolt in it. Very cool. See if I can invalidate the swords with Brainstorm. Okay, cool. I'm done fighting over this. If I can now turn this into a Dark Ritual Doomsday win, that's more what I'm more interested in. Yep. Okay. Do I want to try and win all in one go here? That would mean passing the turn, right? I don't think there's a really good way to do it. I could like Dark Ritual Doomsday and then activate a clue token, but drawing Bowmasters seems pretty bad. Like that doesn't really help me do anything. I'm just gonna go for it like this. Do a pass the turn pile with Force of Will. Go Cavern, Oracle, Street Wraith, Edge of Autumn. Now where was I? What do I do next? How do you turn one card into 2 in this kind of Doomsday deck? I don't think you can. So I'm just passing the turn twice. Could Brainstorm, but then I lose to Swords unless they don't have an additional white source, because they're probably going to prismatically end Tamiyo. Sure, I'll take Brainstorm, I guess. I have concerns. But this clue token should let me get through the whole Doomsday pile here. They need something like Dress Down, and I'm going to hold my Force of Will as long as I can. So if they're able to Force of Will my force on their Dress Down, they can do this. It's kind of a lot to ask out of a 4-card hand that already has a prismatic ending in it, but just trying to think of everything here. There's also a little weird tension in that I'm not going to activate this clue until I know that there's no back to basics on the horizon. And I don't think I force back to basics, even if they do have it. Brainstorm is fine. We will be treating these lands like lotus petals. Ponder will shuffle, and they're holding that prismatic ending, or they're holding up their white mana, more likely to make sure I don't win with Thassa's Oracle. Alright, so we have to preserve Force blue card at every junction here. I can even get Edge of Autumn back, but I don't think it's necessary. Play Cavern on Merfolk, and play an uncounterable Thassa's Oracle with Force of Will. Okay. That was turn 5. Not too shabby. I'm wondering what I'm supposed to do here. They have Swords to Plowshares and Lightning Bolt. I'm thinking... Gee, I don't know. My inclination is to side out of large investment creatures, but Threat density might just be the way to go here. In any case, Doughty Voidwalker is pretty darn good. And then I don't need Daze, really. Dark Ritual, Wasteland is actively pretty bad. We can just be incredibly threat dense and just ask them a million questions and see how many they can answer. I think I'm comfortable with that game plan. I'll keep one Wasteland because 17 lands is pretty skimp. And I think I would rather have Barragoyf than... I'd rather have 4 Barragoyfs than 4 Tamiyos. My blue card count's probably pretty low at this point. Yeah, I think this hand is fine. Well, like I said, I'm just kind of in the business of asking them questions. And I think on average, my creatures will be better, especially since they're taking a mulligan. Like, they have to respect my combo. And yeah, if they have lower resources, then that's good for me. It's just less questions they can answer. Threat density, feeling pretty good. Cast Ponder. Now we're in that weird spot of like, how do I want to exhaust their interaction? Like, if they let this Doomsday resolve, and I'm not really prepared to actually stop Dress Down or Consign Memory or something like that, I guess I could work that into my pile, but I wouldn't really be thrilled about it. I still don't think I'm really allowed to send this back, because with the Street Wraith already in my hand, I could probably win all in one go, out of nowhere. So yeah, I'll try and exhaust their interaction with stuff like Bowmasters and Murktide Region, I guess. If I can ever cast it. Alright, so Bowmasters is a pretty good play here. I'll have to draw Lion's Eye Diamond next turn, which is not ideal. But after that, if I top deck something like Force of Will, I think I'm comfortable just going for it. Tundra go. Alright, here comes that unfortunate draw I mentioned before that. On their end step, we'll play Bowmasters. That's in. Swords to Plowshares, you got it. I think I'm just attacking for one. Trying to think of ways I can get this Murktide Region in. None of them are good. None of them are better than, like... Yeah, I wonder, actually, should I exhaust their interaction via this Dark Ritual Doomsday? There's also just the chance they don't have it, and then if they deal with all of that, can they beat a 5/5 Murktide Region, I guess? Maybe even bigger if I use Edge of Autumn? Sure. Waiting is not really going to help. No, okay. This is kind of what I was talking about, though. Like, I'm not really prepared to win. Let's see. Cavern, maybe another Thoughtseize. That actually kind of makes sense to me. Like, I can see if I proceed or not after the first Thoughtseize. And then this can cover, like, a draw step or something. And then with all this mana, Brainstorm is probably a fine choice. That would have to come after that, though. Which doesn't make sense because... Or wait, no, what I would do is I would activate the diamond. If the coast was clear, I'd cycle Edge of Autumn, activate the diamond for blue, draw Brainstorm, and then Brainstorm into Cavern Oracle, Thoughtseize. Yeah. Okay. I feel like there's something wrong with this plan. I often count wrong when it gets to this junction. I'm not extremely Doomsday fluent, but I do my best. No, they're thinking about it, but I don't know. They could have cast Dress Down right there. Huh. Okay. I do need the Cavern, which means I guess I'm just taking Snapcaster Mage right now. They could get double red, but they can't, you know what I'm trying to say. They can't counter Thought's Oracle, and Thoughtseize will cover the draw step. They can Red Blast Brainstorm, though, so yeah, maybe gating their mana is a better idea. And I could ask them to counter this Brainstorm now, but I don't really want them to do that, so I'm gonna pass. I feel like I'm screwing up. I feel like I'm doing something wrong right now, but maybe I'm not. It's possible. But yeah, I have to put 2 cards back on the Brainstorm. So Red Blast will always work, because that means I'm putting back Murktide Region and Thoughtseize, I guess. So I need to wait even longer. But I do need to cast Brainstorm next turn. They drew Brainstorm, which is pretty strong. What if I just played Murktide instead? They also play Lightning Bolt, I'm just remembering. That is a problem. I can't be attacking. Alright, cast Brainstorm. They will Red Blast. Yes. Okay. So, draw step, Edge of Autumn. I can't wait 2 turns to do this. I really can't. So, I'm guessing that means I should just cast Thassa's Oracle right now off this Edge of Autumn. It's really risky. It's really, really risky. Or I could do it in 2 turns with Thoughtseize back up, even if they cast back to basics. 2 turns, though. Alright. 2 turns? It's a long time. A real long time. I could play Murktide Regent. Just don't really see what good it does. I don't know if it does any good. It'll be a 6/6. I'm not even really threatening lethal. I'd rather just bluff and be like, I got stuff. Play around it. Snapcaster Mage resolves. Brainstorm, yes. Brainstorm resolves. If they play a land and have consign, can't really beat that. Or if they end step dress down, I'll have to wait another turn. Alright. It's time. Thoughtseize you. Take Red Blast. Play Cavern. I got the GG. Alright. We're doing pretty good. I mean, Ford did win a challenge with this list, so I'm not surprised that it's humming. Despite all the things I haven't experienced with surrounding it, like the one Oracle and stuff, it's pulling through. How far can we take this winning streak? I'm 3-0 on my first outing with Tempo Doomsday. And this hand is a keep as well. We don't really want to get wastelanded, but having the Dark Ritual is so nice in this deck. Uh-oh. Gonna start to wish I was on the play pretty soon. Is this Chalice of the Void? Oh! You! I have a Brazen Borrower. That's really about it. Wasteland you. That's what I got. What deck is this? Maybe Eldrazi? They have Wasteland. Okay. Yep, I think probably casting Murktide Region is going to be pretty important. So I'm just going to throw a Ponder into the graveyard here. And it might make my opponent think I'm bad, which is also good, because then, you know, they might underestimate me and do some funny things. But if I can just slam Murktide, back it up with Daze. Uh-oh. Yep, I need to get this thing in soon. Glaring Fleshraker. I need to get this thing in soon before Thought-Knot Seer becomes reality. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, it's Null Drifter, that's fine. They will draw 2 cards, which is crazy. But it's also evoked, so there are things to like about this. I think I should daze it. I think I need to daze it. I'll Brainstorm first. Having a 6/6 I think is going to be pretty important. Oh, they're going to pay the 1. They didn't have to do that. Oh, they held the 1 anyways. That's funny. I'm pretty good at tricking people, huh? Cavernous Souls. It's not bad. It's a little sad to get my Black Source wastelanded here, but if they really need the mana, we'll see. They might not feel like they can do it. It's a race. If I can somehow just resolve a Doomsday after some more flinging stuff into the void, that would supercharge a Murktide Regent. Lotus Petal. I think they have Kozilek's Command, which is distressing. Because they're only 2 mana short from being able to remove Murktide Region using it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, not good. We're gonna do it anyways. It's a lot of damage. It's a pretty ridiculous card in that way. If I was on the play, if I won the die roll, I could have dazed the Chalice, Dark Ritual Doomsday, Brainstorm win pretty easily. I think Eldrazi gets a lot of its power from winning die rolls. This is nowhere near good enough anymore. I don't even know what I could draw. Not that. Eldrazi. It's nice to know that even when I'm not playing Grixis Control, they can still nut draw me. I guess I'll take another Brazen Borrower too. Bitter Triumph seems okay. And yeah, Murktide is much better than Baragwaif in the matchup. On the play, though, I'm pretty interested in just, like, going as fast as I can. I even wastelanded them, and they just kind of... Well, then I couldn't really do anything. It took me so long to get that Murktide online. Bowmasters, Daze... I think I'll take Force Negation, too. Like, this seems to be the way I can beat Chalice. I don't need Thoughtseize, I don't think. I don't even think I need Unearth. I just want to combo them. Yeah, we could use a Null Drifter. Just something that can turn one card into two. Some people use Night's Whisper. Some people use Quantum Riddler. This hand is close. I mean, I think it is a keep. It has the Cycler and the Doomsday. It just needs a Black Source and a Dark Ritual. I don't even know what deck we looked like. Hopefully just like blue-black tempo. Okay, great. Thanks, Ponder. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. They kept 7. Like, what are the odds that they have turn 1 Chalice again? That is what I thought. Alright. So, here we go. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. Long pause. Street Wraith. Lion's Eye Diamond. Brainstorm. Consider. Oracle's already in my hand. Does that complicate anything? I don't think so. Guess I'll take a Lotus Petal? No. Yeah? What does that change? Nothing. It's just literally a card to mill over with Consider. Wait, does it mess stuff up that Oracle's in my hand? I don't think so. No, it shouldn't. I guess I'll take a Consign just to hide. Well, nothing will be hidden. Yeah, whatever. I'll just take... It doesn't matter. Should have been Unearthed. Alright, so Cycle Edge of Autumn, cast Brainstorm, draw LED, Street Wraith, Consider, put back Oracle, Consider. Yeah. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm not doing it. There's gonna be one card in my library. They could cast Dismember. Should I just wait a turn? I don't want to wait a turn, but it's probably fine. I knew I should have gotten Thoughtseize. I knew it. I knew it. I know they have Dismember. I know they have Dismember. I know they have it. Alright, whatever. Yeah, we're gonna wait. Wait, that means I need to wait 2 turns. I think that's fine too, though. Just need to make sure I don't... As long as the turn I draw Thassa's Oracle, I can win on the spot because of Street Wraith. So, yeah. Let's go like that. Play this Lion's Eye Diamond. They're not F6'd. I'm just gonna hang out. I knew I should have gotten Consign. I knew it! Kozilek's command now, too. Maybe they'll tap out. Although that doesn't mean we're safe either, because they have Simian Spirit Guide. If they have both, I don't even know. Chalice on 0, you got it. Thorn of Amethyst, you got it. I think I should just fire. It's getting a little too sketchy, I think. Oh yeah, they're locked out of Dismember, thanks to Thorn. Okay. Sorry, it took me a second to remember that Thorn came from an era of Magic where effects were more symmetrical on 8 pieces. Although a one-sided Thorn would be pretty gnarly at 2 mana. I don't think they could make that card. I don't think they should make that card. We do need Unearth. Also, it literally does something if I'm locked out by Chalice, which I really hope to not be, but it literally does something. It cycles. Maybe Cavernous Souls is the bad card here. 19 lands is kind of a lot in this matchup. You're not going to be countering me. What's the blue card count? Robust. Alright, yeah. I think we're going back in. I think we might want some other cards. But I just don't like these cards any more than the ones I already have. I mean, we could lessen our Chalice of the Void Annihilation a little bit by splitting the difference on that. I just find Baragoi very weak against Kozilek's command. But maybe their Kozilek's commands will be working overtime here. Why do I have Fatal Push? I'm not playing Grixis Control. I'm not even playing Grixis Tempo. Give me all the Baragoyfs. That's a little scary. Okay, yep, send it. This is terrible. This makes no sense. It's just what I landed on. Alright. If they mulligan, I'm keeping. If they keep 7, I'm going to take a mulligan. They're going to try and stop my fast combo. And they're not going to be ready for these creatures. I don't think it's acceptable to like mulligan to a state where... I don't think I can mulligan to force in this matchup. Secluded Courtyard. Disruptor Flute. Naming... Doomsday? Doomsday. That's fine. I don't think I'm allowed to do anything but hold up Consign to Memory here. Now I have Force Negation, but I mean their creatures are so scary. I can look for a land drop next turn. I can Dark Ritual out Baragoyf whenever. I'm gonna hold up Consign. Ancient Tomb. You know, I feel a little rewarded. I'm gonna pitch Tamiyo here. Although it's not putting an artifact in the graveyard. That part's not great. I have to find another way to put an artifact in the yard for Baragoyf. Naturally drawing that land is good stuff. Dark Ritual. Baragoyf. I'm going to try and consign whatever they play next turn, and then hopefully just get a really good hit with Baragoyf and snowball that card advantage. It's not a Cavernous Souls. Yeah, I'll counter that. Put the Kindred in the yard. Put the Kindred in the yard, I always say. Yeah, yeah. Keep the pain coming, that's what I always say. Say no. I'll pick up that Baragoyf off this Baragoyf trigger. Thank you. Then I'll play a Murktide Regent. And that one will be big too. Tempo. They must have top decked that Chalice. Because I think there's no world in which they played Disruptor Flute on turn 1 over Chalice on turn 1. Well, folks, here comes the trophy match. Alright, here we go. I'm kind of done messing around and experimenting with this deck. And I think in game 1, I want to combo. Oh man, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't want to mulligan to a turbo hand when this deck isn't even that good at turboing. There's only 2 cyclers in the whole 60. I'm going to keep this Dark Ritual Baragoyf. Backed up by Daze. Wasteland, their first land. Hey, it might work out. Murktide's a solid follow-up. Baragoyf on turn 1 that's some real stuff right there. And I'll still even have a Dark Ritual afterwards. Berojo. We're in there. This was meant to be a turn 1 threat, because each time you hit your opponent, it scales, because it's hopefully adding more card types to your graveyard. Island. Island go. What am I up against here? Let's cast Ponder. Sorry, I'm saying a lot. I think, yeah, I'll take this Flooded Strand. Mill over those Brainstorms. Although, Getting card advantage here would be pretty solid, right? Let's see if this hits. Yeah. Okay. Okay, bend that. We miss. Kind of spectacularly as well. A Doomsday, a Force of Will, and an Edge of Autumn. Okay. It's all good. No need to panic yet. In fact, I kind of just gave a lot away, didn't I? Like, maybe it would have been wiser to just mill over two guaranteed brainstorms and they wouldn't really know what was going on so much. I'm gonna let brainstorm go. If they go like land, swords to plowshares, I would much rather daze that. Brainstorm resolved. Long pause. Volcanic Island ponder. This might be the last chance daze has to be good, I would say. So I think I will daze. This makes me feel like it might be not sneak and show, but Delver maybe? Well, maybe it is sneak and show. I'll definitely want a wasteland in that scenario. Force Will is great. I wish this Baraglyph was a little larger. There's Tamiyo. Another Doomsday down. I'll play Tamiyo, Wasteland or Volcanic Island, and call it good. Lotus Petal. Misty Rainforest, activate. Show and tell. I will force a will. They have 4 cards left. They'll force back pitching Brainstorm. Jeez. This really slid out of control, huh? They get an Atraxa. And they flipped Sneak Attack, Emrakul, Stock Up, City of Traders. Jesus. Hmm. Ended up going with Stock Up over Ponder. And yeah, City of Traders makes sense to me. And they chose Atraxa over Emrakul. Happy to see that development. Ponder. Yep, let's do it. Kind of a lot of brainstorms. Yeah, you know, if I brainstorm right now and flip Tamiyo, then I attack with Baraglyph. Kind of a tough decision for them, right? Do they keep that Atraxa and not block Baraglyph? I mean, that's probably what they do, but it might give me more card advantage. All right. Guess I'm milling over these two things. I'm just assuming they're not going to block, but we'll see. If they block, I'll want this island. Plus, really want to dodge a Lotus Petal too. Yeah, they don't block. Makes sense. Okay. Alright, those are not Doomsday. I have some faith that I can find Doomsday next turn. But they also have Force of Will, so I mean, it's not going to be easy. They'll attack Tamiyo, yep. Maybe I can just mill my whole deck with Baraglyph. They'll stock up, so next turn they can sneak attack Emrakul, or sneak attack Atraxa, maybe Emrakul, hopefully not, but they could do it. The incentive to block seems kind of high, even though that Atraxa is established, whereas a sneak attacked one would not be. If by some miracle they miss on blue card as well, maybe they'll have to pitch Atraxa to force a will if I find something worth forcing. Wasteland, that's good. Alright, let's see if I can set up some card advantage here. Yeah, God, it's close. Things are just kind of in the wrong order. But yeah, if I can keep them off sneak attack activate, that would be really good. And then I want this Brazen Borrower too. But it kind of feels like they're gonna block. Maybe I should have attacked first to see what they would have done. I think it's fine. Okay, now they take the block. Yeah, I think I just gotta wait and have force backup for this Doomsday. I guess they could cast City of Traders now. Yeah, things are actually... I don't think that was a smart thing to do. I think I screwed up. Maybe they'll play around days, I don't know. Nope. I can Dark Ritual Doomsday and see if they... Yeah, just don't have another blue card to pitch to force a will. I think I lost this game when they were able to protect their show and tell with their own force of will. But I probably didn't do very well up until then. I just didn't know what I was up against. Activate sneak attack. Traxa, yep. Hit another Traxa. 3 sneak attacks. Flusterstorm is scary. Not looking good. Stock up. This will probably find an Emrakul, right? They have a lot of Force of Wills. They're just going to combat. Alright, guess I'll take this damage. I'll let them go to cleanup. Guess the next thing to do would be Dark Ritual, Doomsday, force their force, and then they'll have to force again. They discard Sneak Attack, Brainstorm. They discard Stock Up. That's not a good sign. Alright, so their hand is something like this, I think. Hope they don't have another Flusterstorm. Usually it's a one of, right? They force pitch Atraxa. That's the 4th Atraxa. Force pitch Stock Up, okay. All they have to do is rip Emrakul. It shouldn't be that hard. Maybe they even have like Archon in their deck or something, I don't know. Yeah, alright. Can't come back from that. Tough. I was feeling really good, and then it was really stupid of me to daze that Ponder. That made no sense in retrospect. I don't know why I didn't read Basic Island for show and tell. You should just always assume the worst. Do I want Consign? I don't know. I can go faster than them. Well, actually, no, I can't. I have to remember. This is not Turbo Doomsday. Gotta remember. I'll take another Barragoyf. Maybe 1 Consign is better than... Tamiyo feels very slow for the matchup. So does Bowmasters in a weird way. It's not really what you want to be doing in this matchup, especially when they got lifelink stuff going on. Murktide seems better than Barragoyf. I'm going to keep Unearth because it might enable some faster piles. The basics, sometimes they play like, what's it called, Magus of the Moon. I'm leaning towards that. I hope it wasn't a mistake. I feel like I'm ready for one of those great Doomsday hands, though. Dark Ritual, Doomsday Force, blue card. You know, something like that. I think I could have done better that game. 1 second left there. Did they sideboard? It's close enough, I'll keep. With this Cavernous Souls in hand, I think I'll just put them to the test before they can daze me. Although we didn't see daze. They're keeping 7? It's my turn to be lucky. Not you. I think they have counter magic. Yeah. Force pitch force. See what these ponders can do, though. Force negation's not bad. Let's take Force of Will. And then ponder again. No, not quite. I will shuffle. Don't do me like this. Island, Petal, City, Show and Tell, Force You. Sweet. I was really scared that Petal would have meant like Fluster or something crazy. Cast Brainstorm. There's Dark Ritual. Alright, Ponder. I need you to find a Doomsday. I really do. Shoot. What if this Brainstorm found a Doomsday? Then I can bluff too. And then I can win all the same go with that Street Wraith. It's tense. They'll pass. Cast Brainstorm. Not quite. Tamiyo is something to do, though. Gonna take a little bit of a risk here. Try and dodge for one more turn. Yep. Oh my god. I punted this. I punted this so badly. Why didn't I just keep Force Blue card in my hand? I'm screwing around. I'm literally just screwing around. They just hit Lotus Petal Emrakul. Oh, I guess 4-1's not bad with your first run with the deck, but losing 0-2 to Show and Tell just feels like unacceptable on Doomsday. It feels unacceptable. Oh well. I'm not happy with how I played that, but that's okay. I definitely don't know why I didn't hold on to Force Blue card there. It was right there. Tamiyo Force. Should have held on to it. Alright, I'm gonna try and not beat myself up too much about that. Instead, profusely thank Ford for sending this in and giving me the opportunity to play this deck that he won a challenge with, and easy to see why. I think there were a lot of insane moments this league. Sadly, none of them happened in the final match, which was also a trophy match, but that's okay. I think I don't need to be adding to this deck's accolades. I think Ford's doing just fine on that front on his own. Alright, I'm gonna go take it easy after that. That was a bit much for me. I don't know what came over me. Usually I'm pretty shark-like when it comes to show and tell. At least when I'm playing Grixis Control. Yeah, I know how to really eviscerate that deck normally, but who can say? Who can say? Thanks again, Ford. I'll catch y'all next time. See ya.